Hey guys, this is your old pal CHH. Come on in, come on in. So as we're approaching spooky season, I thought it would be fun to do a couple videos where we talk about some titles that kind of have dual meanings with the names. And the one we're going to be talking about today is Tales from the Darkside. Now, as you guys know, Tales from the Darkside was a television show, but it was also a movie. And I wanted to do this because, like, for me, Tales from the Darkside is truly one of the most pivotal TV shows when it comes to horror TV shows. And also, I think when it comes to found footage, when it comes to horror anthologies. Now, this is just me, so take it with a grain of salt, but hopefully you'll hear me out on this video. I think that Tales from the Darkside, the movie, is truly the best anthology horror movie. Now, I know that's a big statement because we're going up against the likes of Trick or Treat, Creepshow 1, Creepshow 2, others. There's some great ones. But I really think as a body, and with the stories between, Tales from the Darkside has this undeniable charm. It's my favorite. Now, I would not argue if you told me, no, Christian, it is in fact Creepshow. I would be like, I'd dab you up. I'd go, boom, I'd dab you right up. But the reality is, I think Tales from the Darkside takes a back seat to those films as well. And even though I love Tales more, I still feel maybe it's a little underrated. I hate using that word, but that's not the movie that gets brought up whenever you think of horror anthology. So let's start actually with the television show. When it comes to owning the television show, I want to show you guys there's a couple ways you can own it. The first way is the complete box set, and the reason I'm going to show you the couple ways because I think it's actually important for me to be able to show you the releases in a sense of to aid in the way you collect. Being that this is a big physical media channel, I think there are people that are into box sets, they're into separate releases, and that's fine and dandy because in a lot of cases, I've got 2 episodes I'm going to do for this kind of series. In a lot of cases, I can meet your needs with what I'm going to show you. So when it comes to the television show, Tales from the Darkside, I adore this show. Now, this is the actual complete collection DVD set for Tales from the Darkside. Now, my favorite thing Tom Savini ever did, guys, actually is on the front cover of this. That little closet monster. And as you can see in the back, he's prominently featured right there. Tom Savini did a lot of work with the television show from Tales from the Darkside. I think he even directed a couple episodes and did a good job. George Romero was a big producer on this show, and this aired... Tales from the Darkside, I think, started in the very, very early 80s. 1983 is when the show premiered, and it ran till 1988. And right about that time is where we saw the launching of 2 new television shows, horror television shows. So the ball was picked right back up from where this show left off. But this is an actual complete collection that's still available from Tales from the Darkside. And it ran for, like I said, 5 years. This is a 12-disc set. And honestly, there's some really good episodes in here. The thing that a lot of people would love is for this show to get renewed, I think, on a 4K format or a Blu-ray format. More than likely a Blu-ray. I don't know that it could ever happen. Interestingly enough, when I was doing research for Tales from the Crypt on home video, which we did an episode on that a while back, it seemed like that actually had more licensing issues than it was the actual doing the upgrade in and of itself, which I found very interesting. So with this, we can really hope, but that's all we can do at this point. But this is something that would benefit definitely from higher definition. But they're passable DVDs. I think these were master tapes that they used for these. But there's some really great creature feature episodes in here. You could see some ghouls. You could see some mummies in there, which... oddly enough, we would see a mummy in the movie, which worked out great. There's this creepy, in the latter seasons, I remember this creepy, ghoulish demon, which I think we can get a shot of him right there. That thing was freaky as all hell. Like I said, very much riddled with Tom Savini style effects. There's a witch episode I remember that was great. And just a charming, good show. Tales from the Darkside is the kind of show that I think you put on when it's just a cozy night. You get some hot chocolate, the wind's blowing at night in the background, and you just put the show on. And the best thing about Tales from the Darkside, guys, it's that theme song. Oh my god, the theme song for Tales is everything. It's that voice that says, "Man lives in the sunlit world of..." I forgot what he says, but it's creepy as hell. I remember when I was watching the show for the first time, I remember hearing this theme and I was like, Jesus Christ, man, this is freaky. but it's a staple. So there is this set. So guys, I tell you what, I think if you go to like a pawn shop, or if you go to possibly even a Walmart, you'll still find this. Paramount put out this box set that you can get readily available. But let's say you're not really into box sets, especially the way these are packaged. It's just a lot to deal with. You got to flip through all of these. What I do like is they got the roster on the inside, but you do have to flip through all these. I understand that. Not the most ideal. Sometimes they can be kind of flimsy. As you can see, it is a little hard to actually get situated to sit in tight. There's something slightly better, and that is this right here. This is another release that I got this because I wanted to kind of catalog the releases for this. I have this thing, guys. If I love something, I want to catalog as many copies of it as I can. It's an addiction. I have no problem admitting it. But here's what you might like a little bit better. This release, which is available on Amazon, I think it's the newer release, actually comes in cases, and they take up a lot. Well, I say they take up less room. I don't know that that's necessarily true. Let's see. Let's see, guys. Let's do a side-by-side. Oh, it's about the same. Regardless, this set features 2 cases of the show. You've got seasons 3 and 4 right here. And these are probably packaged fairly similar. Yeah. Not as bad, though. This is not as bad. I'll give it this. None of the discs are actually stacked on top of each other either, like on the prongs. It's not like this disc on this. You got them that overlap just ever so slightly, but that's not a big deal. This one, it's just, you know, not bad. Not bad. So that's season 3 and 4. And then here's the artwork on seasons 1 and 2. And there you go. And they pack a lot of episodes on these discs, you know. Which is another reason why the quality is maybe not the absolute best, because they stacked a lot of them. There's an on-air George Romero featurette on season 2's bonus features, disc 1. There's a few bonus features on here. I haven't really watched much of the bonus features. That's the creepy thing I was talking to you guys about right there. Yeah, there's some creepy effects in here. So, you know, there's an avenue you can go if you prefer that. And then you can even take that. If you don't even like the slip, which I really don't like the slip that much, I might even just take that off and I can file these movies on the shelf like this. Because I like the way that looks. Quite a lot, actually. So, yeah. You can get that if you want. But I really do. I want to urge you guys to actually check the show out, right? Because there are duds in it, just like any show. Tell me a TV show that doesn't have bad episodes, right? There are some of them that are a little bit boring. And maybe you just won't be that interested in. But I remember one that I didn't think I was going to like it. But it was kind of like a girl getting lost and stuck in a computer, I think. And I think it was even Justine Bateman on that episode. So there are some good episodes. They really are, but some of them are really charming, and some of them have some pretty good twists and turns. So I love the show, guys. Those are two routes you can go. I think there's even an older DVD set that's out of print, but it was a lot more cases. So it was actually like a bigger box set. So there's that as well, but that's going to be something you'd have to find at the pawn shop. I think it's kind of up a brown color. But next up, guys, I want to talk to you about this, the movie. So, of course, you can get the movie on DVD, but at this point, getting the DVD for the movie is really not beneficial in any sense of the word, especially if you're a fan. This was the Scream Factory Blu-ray release that they did, and I thought the artwork that they did for this was sensational. This was a movie that was, for a while, it was out of print, and people were kind of wondering, what's going on with that movie. Paramount has the rights to this movie, obviously, because Paramount produced the show. You guys probably remember seeing the logo for Paramount on there when we were doing this. The movie came out in 1990. Now, people like to look at the movie as the real Creepshow 3, and they're right. I'm not arguing that. I look at Tales from the Dark Side, the movie, as the bookend to the show, the farewell to the show. And talk about going out with a bang. You've got this incredible cast. You got Julianne Moore, Steve Buscemi, Christian Slater in Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. And what's so great is the gargoyles at the end. This is one of those anthologies that's actually pretty symmetric in quality. I mean, it's lesser tales. I believe it's only 3 tales in here. You've got lot 2, 4, 243 or 247, I forget the name. 249. I was off by 2 on one. Then there's the Black Cat, which I really thought the Black Cat was going to be a bore. Some people will tell you this is actually the best one. Really creepy, and Andre Toulon, the puppet master's in that one. And then the Gargoyle one, I don't want to spoil it, but it is one of the best anthology segments of any horror movie I've ever seen. So I truly love this movie. And of course you've got Deborah Harry in here. And she's awesome. And she's in all the wraparounds. She is awesome. Beautiful woman. I love her so much. So very, very cool to get her in here as well. This was a great release. There's new interviews with John Harrison, producer Mitchell Gallen, and more. So this was a good release from Scream Factory. I was very excited. And a lot of people didn't upgrade this at the time. And my hope is, like with doing this, is not necessarily convincing you to upgrade if you bought the Blu-ray, but if you never bought any of this, I was thrilled when this came out. I was even a little hesitant when it came out, I'll be honest with you. Like, when I bought it, I was still a little kind of like, I don't know. This was a sensational looking 4K. Absolutely sensational looking 4K, Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. And there was even new features on this. There was new audio commentaries on here with, who was it with? Emily Higgins and Billy Dunham. So there is that if you're a commentary person. I'm not a huge commentary person. I'll listen to some of it, especially for just research purposes. But this right here was a great looking 4K. So if I've piqued your interest with the movie, if you haven't seen the movie, I recommend this. I kind of wish they'd do a steelbook for this movie. I'll be honest with you. If they did, I'd probably want to grab it. But I love this movie so much. I just really wanted to kind of stop here and talk to you guys about it because I think it's a great horror anthology. I love it so much, and that artwork is sensational, right? Look at that beautiful art. Yeah. And one of the other things I want to show you guys with this is right here. For the vinyl lovers, Waxwork Records put this out. This is the movie soundtrack. And again, you've got the beautiful art. You've got the kid, 249. You've got the gargoyle. Look at that, and the Black Cat. And I believe it was on a gold vinyl. Yeah, and this should still be in print from them. You may be able to get it with a different colored vinyl. But it's got a great soundtrack. And here's the best thing. They actually use the theme from the show, but it's like, it's heavy and big. Instead of that dun, 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 on here, it's just like this dun, 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 like this big thing. Kind of the way Phantasm 2's theme swaps. You like Phantasm 2's theme is the #1 theme, but it's crazy intense, right? So, yeah, this is a great vinyl release from Waxwork. Waxwork's kind of like the mainstay premier record company, especially for in America. They do a lot of stuff with Rob Zombie and a lot of different people, so they have a lot of great titles. So, guys, I'm just happy to sit here and talk about Tales from the Dark Side. I want you to check out the show. I want you to check out the movie. I want you to buy the movie in any way. Like I said, the Blu-ray release is perfectly fine. It's a great release. Getting that artwork is great. The slip will be difficult at this point, but if you just like the artwork, of course you can get that. I believe, yeah, I reversed my Blu-ray. But if not, if you're like, want to see the movie and I've convinced you on it, the 4K is a sensational way to go, guys. And I really couldn't put the show over enough. Even if you want to stream a few episodes to kind of give it a shot, check it out. Like I said, I think the best way to go is getting this set, the newest set that has the separate cases for each 2 seasons, because it kind of holds the discs a little bit better, I think, and they're a little more convenient to get out as opposed to that big chunky box. But if not, like I said, you may be able to find this set at a pawn shop for, you know, just dirt cheap. So check the movie out, though, guys. Happy Halloween spooky season, which to me, after the 4th of July, we're there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please tell me what your thoughts are on the show and the movie if you've seen it. Let me know, guys. It's one of my all-time favorites. God bless you, and I'll see y'all very, very soon. Huge, giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind-the-scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.